to this, the 19th episode of Chain World. Chain World is an awesome series in which we play Dungeon World with awesome players, and we show all the awesome things you can do with it. We bring on guests who play in one session, and they take over running the next session to show off all the different things you can do with Dungeon World, all the different ways you can play it, all the different styles and tropes and whatnot that you can bring to it. And also just to have fun and be generally awesome with an awesome group. Including sex and violence and mayhem and drugs. And anyway, on the note of sex and violence and mayhem and drugs, I'll say that this is in accordance with the Indie Plus community standards. If you would like to know what those are, please go to indieplus.org. And you can count on this being rated somewhere in the upper R's, NC-17s, that general region of the MPAA target graph. I believe we're like AO if we're on the ESRB. I should pick one. Basically, you can expect sex, you can expect violence, you can expect cursing, you can expect drugs, you can expect all kinds of mayhem and madness, and if that doesn't appeal to you, then I suggest you run away now. And if you're familiar with the comic Rat Queens, that is very much our inspiration and something we love. So anything you can see in Rat Queens is fair play here, and if you are not familiar with Rat Queens, get familiar with Rat Queens, as I was saying. All right, so all of that out of the way, I am Brendan Conway, and I will be the GM for tonight. And for tonight, I have chosen my title to be Destroyer of Happies. So I would like you to call me that, Destroyer of Happies, or perhaps DH if you prefer. I will go by either. I will answer to either. Most likely, I will also answer to whatever you actually choose to call me. All right, and introducing the members of the Owlbear Scourge. So first up, we have Andrea.
I am Andrea, and I play Etheldrina Daygraves, who was a paladin, is not a paladin, could have become a paladin, but instead had a hissy tantrum and yelled at her god like a 15-year-old having a temper tantrum last session. And then I logged off and wrote head smut.
Owlbear Scourge. Head smut. All right, that's awesome. Jen.
How do I follow that? I don't even understand. Oh, I know how I follow it. My fiance and my boyfriend met each other. That's how I follow that. I'm Jen. I'm playing Andromeda the Star Mage, and Brendan's character, Charfiend. I was dating him because I'm super far away from home, and then my fiance showed up a few sessions ago, and it's totally fine. Everything will be fine. We will be good. Not even a little bit.
They totally kissed, and
yeah. Oh God, I forgot about that. Yeah, they totally kissed.
They kissed. Good times. Chain World. Misha.
I can find the mute button. I'm Misha B. I play Aliana the Elven Bard. It's my job to try to make this group look good, and it's not always easy. You'd think a group of heroes traipsing around the world saving people would be easy, but when one of them bites kneecaps, and one of them opens portals that lets out dragons, and one of them yells at her god, it's really fucking tricky.
There's definitely a part of me that sees Aliana as the most long-suffering member of this entire group. And Sarah.
Hi, I am Sarah. I play Shoshina the Barbarian, who currently is wearing a helmet that looks like a giant skull of some strange animal, topped by a top hat that has a rabbit inside. Mr. Nibbles Your Face. And last time, I don't believe...
Invisible rabbit.
Invisible rabbit, yes. Magic invisible rabbit. And I believe last time I did not actually get to kill anybody or in any way, like, maim them, so I'm kind of bummed. Really.
The height of tragedy.
It's because you were having feels.
Yeah, I was too busy feeling stuff and not cutting off Smiles' legs, because even though I think they would make great home decoration, for some reason that would make Graves sad. And now I care that would make Graves sad.
Truly. But you did find out that you have a really nice rack.
Yeah, I have a really nice rack.
Like weapons rack or?
No. we all ended up in each other's bodies last week. There may have been some groping.
If anybody would like to see the actual story, go and watch episode 18 for much groping.
This is where I'm going to put the annotation in. You can just click on somebody's face.
It's just going to say groping. And for tonight, we have an awesome guest player here. Shoe, would you like to introduce yourself?
Wow, that was an introduction.
Jazz hands.
Shoe of the Jazz Hands.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm Shoe. Y'all know me.
Yeah, it's awesome to have you here, Shoe. And you
Thank you.
tonight.
I'm happy to be here.
I'm excited already because of some of the things you said in advance of play and how wonderfully terrifying that I think they are. So, I would like to know about who you are playing tonight. So what is your character's name?
So there's this thing that you used to do to like maids and servants, the like rich people that hire them, where they wouldn't bother to know their names, and they'd be like, "You're Jay," and Jane's easy to say. So basically, everybody I work for just calls me whatever. So I just go by like.
Like literally, they call you whatever, or they call you whatever
they
they want?
just like what they want. So I'll just like, depending on where I am, I'll just be like, "Hi, I'm Steve today. I'll be your bodyguard today."
So you say whatever is convenient. Is some part of this? I mean, so we talked about this a little bit in advance. You are an elf, right?
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
I am
Okay.
unfortunately an elf.
Why unfortunately?
I feel somewhat, what is the word, disillusioned with my species, and I think they're a bunch of foppish pricks mostly.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay. So, I mean, do you have like an elfish name that nobody can pronounce, and so you're just like, fuck it, I don't care, I'm Steve?
Yeah.
Okay.
The last person that tried to call me that, well, they were sorry they did, but not for very long.
Oh, nice. So you actively dislike being called by your elvish name.
Oh, yeah. No, like, I will cut a bitch. For sure.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Totally.
So you are a
I
fighter.
think I'm like I paid someone to like scrub it out of my memory, but the spell only lasted for like a year, and then I remembered it again, and I was like, God damn it! I should have paid for the deluxe.
The pain of
Scrub
remembering
spell.
one's own name.
I know, it's such a drag, man.
And so you're a fighter. So do you like wander around working as a mercenary? Is that the kind of work you do?
I'm like a, well, not a mercenary. I'm a security professional. Okay, I don't just go burning villages for money. I mean, sometimes villages burn, but these things happen.
Sometimes a village is set on fire. Certainly
Yeah.
not because you were paid.
Oh man, I kind of just want to wear an eye patch and play Big Boss. Okay, never mind. It would be like, I want to buy an island. I'm going to buy like an oil rig out in the sea and just have like a little colony of mercenaries.
And we are now playing Metal Gear Solid 5 World.
Yeah.
All right. So you are sort of this wandering security professional.
Security professional.
Not a fan of Elvish culture.
Oh no.
Stay away from it.
No. Yeah.
But you still have some people back home that feed you information, or
Oh
are
yeah,
you...
totally. Like they love me. I'm just like, oh my god, you guys, you never show up on time. You don't know how to make the cake I like. Like I think that they're a drag, and then I brood about it when I'm all alone in the rain. So
yeah.
in other words, I'm more elvish than I like to admit, because I still do that thing.
Oh, that's excellent. What do you look like?
Well, obviously I have an eye patch and a hat. Like a cute hat with ears on it. Actually, hang on.
Cosplay in a fine tradition of Chain World, I'm assuming. There it is.
I look like this. Yep, this is this is what I look like. And my hat tops. Like when I'm really drunk, my hat will just start lecturing me on my sinful lifestyle.
Of course it does.
Like the little bird hat guy in Brunch.
Okay. So we're trying something a little bit different with guests. For anybody who's watched prior episodes, in the past we've done bonds between every single member of the Scourge and the guest PC. We're going to try something a little different this time and really focus on one particular bond between a PC and the guest PC. So, in this case, we're looking at something between Aliana and whatever, or Steve. So, one of the big things I want to know is, Steve, you came to the city, right? Because in this particular case, you're looking for Aliana to get her out of the city. What is your connection to Aliana that you care about, like, saving her ass?
Well, see, I tell people that she owes money to Rigoletto and that I need to bring her back alive so that she can be, you know, made to watch cartoons for like 300 years. It's terrible. But the truth is, shut up! I don't care about her. She's dumb and she stinks, and I would never kiss her. Ever, like, unless I was super drunk. Probably not even then. Shut up. No, but, like, I super have the feels.
Yep. That's wonderful. I feel like that's the perfect bond, too. Super has the feels for Aliana. So I gotta ask then. Yeah, Aliana, does you super have the feels?
Oh, there's a question. Do I super has the feels?
Excuse me, does you super have the feels? That's very
Does
important.
I super have the feels?
You do.
Yeah. I'm gonna say no, actually.
Oh.
She doesn't have the feels, and that's one of the reasons she kind of left, because she didn't want to break your heart, and so yeah, it's a little awkward now.
Oh.
I do not only look out for myself. Thank you very much. And it's not that I'm looking out for myself, it's I didn't want to hurt her, and so I had to leave.
Whatever you need to tell yourself to get through the day, Aliana. So but the two of you, even though you left Steve, Chair, whatever,
Chair.
you left
Awesome.
the unnamed fighter.
Whose name I probably actually do know.
Yes, absolutely. Right, like, but the two of you, like, Aliana, I want to quickly get into this. Your relationship to the elves, is that similar to the unnamed fighters? Is that, or do you similarly have this distaste for your homeland? Oh, okay.
No.
You're cool.
Yeah. I'm one of those foppish elves she protests to hate.
Gotcha. Okay. And so like the people are largely like you. You are a representative of what most Velven culture is like, Aliana.
Slightly less adventurous for the average population, but yeah.
Okay. So I'm turning back to you quickly then, Chair, Steve, whatever. What is it about Aliana that made you actually like Aliana as opposed to the rest of Elven culture, which you hate?
I think Aliana was just, like, super mean to me all the time.
I'm not even super mean to Alan. He's a pain in the ass.
No, you were super mean to me. Then again, I probably, like, you know, did something you didn't like. Or there's probably some reasons you were super mean to me. But I think Chair is the kind of person who can only get the feels for people that are super mean.
You have issues.
Shut up!
Perfect. I like them a lot.
No,
Okay.
like I'm burning in the rain. Whatever.
So, just to fill this in then a little bit, Chair, you know that the elves, like your contact back at home with the elves, what is the name of like the biggest elven nation city thing? What is its name? Either Aliana or Chair, go ahead and answer.
What is its biggest name?
So what is the biggest, like, most important elven nation or cities? Like the elven thing. If we're going to talk about like Gondor, right? Like if we're going to talk about the elves, what is the name of the thing that we talk about? It's a
Actually,
series.
that's what it's called. It's like in its language, it's like
It doesn't
translate. So everyone just calls it wah.
It's
So it's a series of long vowels and sibilants connected together. And I kind of love the idea that everybody knows you refer to the city as the city, unless you're in Elven lands, in which case theirs is the city, and the other one is like that stupid human city. All right, that's perfect. So, Chair, you're aware that you were given an alert by whatever contacts and friends you have back home in the Elven city that they actually dispatched agents and hired mercenaries to stage some sort of attack or some sort of move on.
Wait, the elves did this?
The elves did this, which is highly unusual. But
shit.
The shit that's been happening lately in the human city, right? Like a shadow dragon.
The elves are newly political.
Yes, like they're only. I mean, they're relatively mellow, but like of late things have been happening in the human city.
Awesome! I'm super excited about it.
But the city is in danger, and everybody in it is in danger. The forces that the elves dispatched are really scary. Like you know a couple of the names attached. They're well-known mercenaries in your line of work, right? You are aware of these people. It's names like the Sleeker was dispatched. You've got like
Sleeker.
Deerman, Maravor. These names were all dispatched to the city on a mission by the elves, and this is bad news. And that means it's time to get Aliana out, or at least make a plea. I'm imagining is that it? Like you heard about these mercenaries? There's enough danger there, and so you want to bring her out, or do you just want to like kill them, or what is it that brings you to the city after having information?
I don't want to interact with them at all. I just want to get Aliana out and maybe make a couple bucks.
Awesome. Yeah, no, that's perfect.
I do have a secret mission, but I'm not allowed to talk about that.
Like you do. All right, so let us then zoom in on the Owlbear Scourge's Opera House. This is the abandoned opera house that they've made their home for a while now.
Ooh.
And it's a little quieter, I think, than usual, maybe. For instance, Shashina's not here as often because she's off screwing, what's-his-face? Hendrix, that's it. Graves, I imagine that you're still around most of the time, but neither Char nor Zephyros has been here for a while. It's been at least a week since the body snatching shenanigans, and things have been quiet around here. So, but the dramas. So, right now, though, the four of you are in the opera house, and what are you doing right now, Graves? What are you? The four of you together are doing something in the opera house. What are you up to?
I think Graves has insisted that we do a full, on our hands and knees scrub of the entire opera house. because there was
You can
something.
insist all you want.
There was something
I am so not there.
partially kind of jelly-like substance, but there was some fur on it crawling across the floor, and I don't know what that is, but I'm pretty sure it's because we haven't cleaned in like 4 years.
Wow, that's amazing. So you are currently cleaning the Opera House, which, to be clear, means I think Graves is cleaning the Opera House. Andromeda, are you actually cleaning, or are you?
I'm totally helping because
Okay.
if I can distract myself long enough, I might not be unhappy for 5 whole seconds.
Right. You don't, who wants to deal with boy troubles?
Exactly. Yeah.
Aliana, are you cleaning?
My room's clean. I don't know what you're talking about.
So you're sort of watching and diddling on your Ghost
I'm providing assistance in the form of background music.
Nice, so encouraging. And Shoshina, are you cleaning? Like, I have to ask.
Oh, hell no. What the hell, man? No.
At least she's not making a mess, though, either.
Okay,
Right?
that's fair.
Actually,
Oh, Jesus.
since you bring it up, I am in a different room than the rest of the Owlbear Scourge, and I have decided to make my friends a feast. It is very messy.
Oh my god, it's like living with my ex all over again.
So into this serene and placid scene of, I guess, domestic bliss.
Yeah. Bliss. That's the right word.
Steve, you come into the Opera House, right? And at this stage, people know where the Owlbear Scourge is. Enough people have asked, enough mayhem has gone down that they know it's the old Opera House.
I didn't even have to bribe everybody. I was a little disappointed. I was like, oh, I thought I was going to have to bust some heads.
Sadly, no hits.
I know.
No hits needed busting.
Well.
And in you come, right? Like, just striding out. So how do you actually enter?
Wait, so I'm here because I know some heavy shit is descending on their city, and I want to get them out of the city before it shuts down, right?
Your call about them, I figured the one you cared about was Aliana.
Right, okay. I was just making sure I understood the situation, because this, like, shit is imminent. Like, I know about it, but I don't have any reason to think that they know.
That is exactly right. Because these guys are pros. These guys are pros the way you're a pro. Like, if they're here to do bad stuff on the down low, that stuff will happen, and you won't know until the city's already in flames.
Right, okay, cool. Awesome. Yeah, I know exactly what they're trying to do, because that's what I'm supposed to know. I mean, yeah.
Secrets. No, I love it. That's perfect. So how do you actually come into the Opera House? What do they see?
Like, I'm that asshole who just busted and is like, we gotta go now. You know, like in the shows when like the square jawed hero dude just expects to be listened to just without any explanation whatsoever. I'm just like, come on, I have a transport waiting outside. Come with me if you want to live.
What are you doing here?
Aliana, who was
taking
this
you out of the
person
city.
who has come into
Come
our
on.
house?
You have to be really quiet though.
What is happening?
Come on.
We can't leave the floor half scrubbed.
Yeah, you can. Come on, there's no time.
Aliana?
There's no time.
Aliana, use your words.
Yeah, don't shoot her or anything, because that would probably make a bigger mess. What are you doing here? I mean, I get the whole you want me to...
Why do you think I'm here? I'm here to get Nord.
Okay, I can think of a few reasons you might be here. Could you be a little more specific?
I'm here to get you out of the city.
Why?
Reasons? I don't have time for this. Just come on. There's no time.
There's always time, because I'm not going anywhere with you after the last time.
What's that? That was
What
hurtful,
happened last
and I
time?
don't appreciate it.
Sorry, true.
No, I said I could explain.
Okay, then explain. We're listening.
No! Listen! Some really... Okay, I just need you to trust me. I just need you to trust me. I can't explain right now, but you need to come with me right now.
Okay, we can do this one of two ways. You can take 5 minutes and explain what the hell's going on, or I can stay my ass here. Your choice.
No, you don't want to stay here. It's bad to stay here. But I can't really tell you what's going on. I'm sorry. Just trust me, okay? I'm here to help you. I don't know about these other people.
But you're not going to tell me why.
No.
But I'm supposed to trust you.
Yeah.
Do you see the
Like, in my head, I kind of just thought you'd, just come with me, and then outside the city, I would tell you all about it, and you'd be super grateful, and then the sun would come up, and the dew would be sparkling on the... Anyway, you need to come with
Oh, half a world away.
Aliana, what? No, like, who is this person and why is she here?
She's a friend?
Oh, because, yeah.
Oh, that
She's
hurts.
an elf. You're an elf. Is she from your home?
Oh,
Oh my
don't!
God.
No, don't! Oh.
Sort of. Yeah. Yeah.
Aren't you happy to see someone from your home?
She's kind of my ex, so sort of.
Look, I think I've redeemed myself right now from being just another embarrassing hookup number 5, okay?
I didn't say you were an embarrassing hookup number 5.
You practically did.
No, I said you were an ex.
Oh,
There's a
no,
difference.
worse. You called me a friend.
You're right. I could have found a different word
You
for
could
that.
have said scary motherfucker, okay?
You are, in fact, a scary motherfucker.
Thank you.
Shishina. Would you like to meet the scary motherfucker, please?
I stick my head out of the kitchen.
We really don't have time. You need to come with me tonight.
Is she staying for dinner? Do I need more goat?
Oh, go.
Wait, where did you get the goat that you have?
From outside?
You killed our goat?
Oh, fuck.
Shishina, we talked about this with the last goat. Come on.
But they're made of meat.
So are you.
But we gave them a name.
I know. And I have a name, so we don't eat meat. But I was trying to do something nice. God damn it!
Perhaps the most terrifying thing I've ever seen on Chain Wolves. Nice Shishina.
And I will pick up a bloody raw goat haunch and throw it at Andromeda's head.
And I make the gravity reverse and have it spin back and hit you in the head.
Oh, God, now we've got a food fight.
Oh, it's on. It is so on. Someone should stop us. This is going to get naked and jello-y. I grab more goat.
I sort of feel like somebody should stop us, either Aliana or Graves' Q.
I look at Graves. I look at her nice, clean floor. I look at them.
Yeah, Graves was just sort of like, she looked up and she's like, I have no idea what's happening, I'm just gonna go back to cleaning. But like, as soon as there's like the wet thwack of bloody meat on the clean floor, she puts down her brush and just looks up, and she's like, I just cleaned.
I'm sorry. I won't do it again.
Yeah,
Cleaning that up.
She is. I'm
She
cooking.
started it.
Who the fuck is this?
Throw it at me.
This is awkward. It's really a lot easier in my head.
Scary motherfucker, Shishina. Shishina, scary motherfucker.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, so, can you and I talk?
Sure.
Shishina.
Oh, her. Okay, sorry.
So I'm gonna go over to Shishina, recognizing a fellow warrior and hoping that they share my affection for pragmatism.
Yes, please bring your pragmatism right over here.
I assume that other fighting types are like me and all about just getting shit done. And so I just walk over to Shishina. I'm like, okay, all these people are in danger. I only care about that one. I want to get her out. If you live because I've come here to tell you this and you help me, then you'll get out of the city alive too. That's good for me. I assume you're a fan of the whole living, breathing, shitting, sex thing, yeah?
Yes, I am
Awesome.
a fan of those things.
Right. Help me get her out of the city.
And then there's sex?
You can work some out.
Oh, it's amazing.
I was making dinner, but that doesn't seem to be making everybody happy.
Hey, leaving now means more dinners tomorrow and the next day and the next, all right? And not you ending up something's dinner.
I don't run from things.
All right, let's wrap it up, all right? Don't worry, there's going to be plenty to cut through by the time we get to the outskirts. I promise.
Aliana, how could a kisser a scary motherfucker?
Yeah, Aliana. Inquiring GM.
Aliana is blushing. 8, 9?
Out of 10?
Yeah.
Let's go for a ride. Let's do this.
All right, cool. Amazing. All right.
Okay. So you say let's go for a ride, and like it presumably looks like Shishina's about to step forward and like probably grab people and carry them out of here, right?
Yes.
Because that's like Shishina's way. When there is, and like you're in the old opera house, this abandoned opera house, and there's that second floor, right, with the balcony area up above, and there is like a crack and just sort of a flash of blue light from up there fills the entire opera house for just a split second, and like so you're all left with the afterimage speckles on your eyes. And at the end of it, there is this figure standing there, huge. He's like 8 feet tall. He's got the head of a horse. He has 6 arms, and each one of them ends in a glowing hand. He's super well muscled. He may look a little bit like this. Does this work? Bam!
Nice.
Yeah, that's right.
Okie dokie then.
I've seen that before.
It's a
I wonder
crossover.
So he is looking down at you with these eyes. They have no pupils. They're just white and faintly glowing. And he speaks, and when he does, like his mouth, his jaw doesn't move. The voice just comes into your mind, and he says, "I didn't expect to find you here."
Yeah, well, you don't know everything, man. And I'm gonna pull Shishina really close and be like, I'm gonna go tell a lie. We're still on. Don't worry. It's good.
Is he a friend?
No, no.
I
Let
should
me
have
handle
liked to meet him.
So
I mean, his hand.
I'm gonna like do that thing where I put my finger on her mouth.
So here's the thing. This guy is super distinctive looking. Like, super distinctive, right? If you know of him, totally 100% spout lore away, right? Like, if you think you would feasibly know of him.
Would this be a Legend of Heroes Past?
Oh,
could be.
shit!
Could be. Sort of depends upon how past you think it is. But
Still
actually,
singing his terrifying death winning.
I think this guy might have been around for a long time, and that's part of why he has a pretty damn frightening reputation. So, yeah, totally. How does that move trigger?
When I first encounter an important creature, location, or item, I call. Covered by my bardic lore, I can ask the GM any one question about it, and the GM will answer truthfully. The GM may then ask what tale, song, or legend you heard that information in.
Cool, cool. So what question are you asking?
I'm trying to get at like what kind of reputation does he have? Is he he shows up in town and everybody dies kind of reputation? Is he a harbinger of evil? Is he a so what kind of reputation does this guy have?
Yeah. He has the reputation of being an agent. Like he does not. He acts according to all the stories you know of him. He like shows up in the story and disappears, and he shows up in the story and he disappears. He's an agent of other forces, and he's always only interested in increasing his own power and strength. But he'll happily like work for the big scary guy to increase his own strength and kill whoever is necessary, and then he fades out of the picture. So like there's this idea here where we would relate it to like he's the Bond henchman who's scary and dangerous and shows up in multiple Bond movies, never dies. The bad guy goes down, but Jaws always makes it to the next movie.
Nice.
That's the idea of what we're looking at here, right? He's Jaws. So what story did you like? What is the single best source of information you have about this guy, whose name is the Maravor? You totally know his name.
The Maravor features heavily in this tale of kind of apocalyptic destruction where the Sirius showed up and just totally, completely and utterly destroyed this town, and it's just completely wiped off the map, and somehow the only thing that walked out of it was the Marathorn. Look, I only have so many things on my desk to figure out names from today, okay?
No, I love it. Sirius showed up, wiped the town off of the map, and so Sirius, I'm imagining, is like some huge, scary, terrifying, powerful sorcerer guy.
Sure.
Wiped the town off the map, and the Maravor is the only thing to survive. That's awesome. So the Maravor is not like, again, not big bad, not huge. This isn't not the end of the world himself, but certainly no mere pushover. And his eyes, he's locked onto Scary Motherfucker. Periodically looking at the rest of you, but primarily aimed at Scary Motherfucker.
You brought the Maravor into my house? What the fuck were you thinking?
Would you just... Yeah. This is, something else I'm supposed to do. But don't worry. I'll be there. I'm saying this to the Maravor. I'm just like, don't worry, I'll be there.
Okay. Okay. He says, I'd believe that if you came with me right now.
Look, have you ever known me to miss a good party? I've got some other stuff I'm supposed to do.
As far as I'm
concerned, I want
concerned,
to distract you.
Our employers are paying us to do one thing.
Oh, God damn it.
So, I think you have leverage, right? He's trying to get you to come out with him, but he's trying to extract from you that you will come with him, like, right now.
Right.
If you want to parlay with him, rock it, and let's see how it goes.
So I walk up to him, and kind of, I'm not trying to be intimidating. I'm, like, trying to be I'm, like, not at all trying to be intimidating. I'm kind of being the whole, like, and I'll say to him, look, you work how you work, I work how I work. You go in a straight line, I don't. Now, I trust our employers to give each of us our instruction packets and expect them to follow us without sharing all the details with everybody. I'm down with the plan. Are you?
Nice. I like that a lot. Yeah, I love it. So
I'm basically saying you do not trust our employer.
That's perfect. Yeah, I love it. Go for it.
Okay.
Parlay. So what is your charisma, scary motherfucker?
I know I decided that I should change it, but I don't know if I actually did. So let's see. I think it's like 12.
Okay, so I think if it's a 12, the modifier is a 0, if I'm correct.
Yeah, that makes me sad.
Well, it means you have slightly above average odds of making him having this work out in your favor. So,
okay.
Good luck. Go for it. Roll 2d6.
Okay, sweet. So I rolled a 7.
Nice. All right. So a 7 on parlay is they need some concrete assurance of your promise right now. So actually, the promise that you're making him is that this is totally what your employers told you to do. He needs actual concrete proof of that. It can't just be your words, right? He needs something to prove to him that this is legit from your employers.
Oh, man. Well, actually, I think what I was promising is that I would show up at where I'm supposed to be.
Okay, like you will not pitch the job. Okay, cool. So all right. So in that case, then what he says to you is, very well. If you'll show up for the job, then you certainly won't mind me putting a tracer into your soul. And he holds out 3 of his hands.
Oh shit! I'm gonna look at what's her name? Misha's character again? I never know how to say it right.
Aliana is Misha's character.
I look at her and I was just like, no problem. But this might work a little better. And I'll like pull off my pinky ring and I'll hand it to him. And I'm just like, you just hang on to that. I'm gonna show up and I'm gonna want it back.
So to be clear, right? If the pinky ring is not actually important to you, like it totally won't count. He's not going to be cool with this. But I am 100%.
No, it totally is.
Yeah. So why is the pinky ring so important to you?
Oh,
what does that have to do with Aliana?
It's my wedding ring.
Oh.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Yeah.
You got married?
Is this a wedding ring to somebody else, or is this the ring you were hoping to use to propose to Aliana with?
Yes.
Both?
What? Like I gotta marry one person at a time? God, how boring are you humans? Jesus.
That's
Who
amazing.
does that?
I love it. Okay, so it is tied into you very deeply for both reasons. And so yeah, he takes it, and like you can tell there's that moment where there's a crackle of energy around his fingers. And you know, he's detecting that bond it has to you. And then he says, very well, this'll do. And he eats it.
Oh shit. Dude.
Oh
my god, this is so bad.
He says, I will expect you there shortly.
Yeah.
And then he presses his 6 hands together. There's another crack of blue light, and he's no longer there.
Turn around, look at Aliana, and be like, we are going.
Yeah, we gotta go. I know. You brought the fucking Maravor.
I didn't do it, man. You should have been out of here.
Jesus Christ, you brought the fucking Maravor.
But who is going to clean that piece of meat off the floor?
That doesn't matter now.
How to explain
Wait. Why didn't we eat him? I mean, there was plenty of him, and everybody could have had an arm, and it would have been a really nice dinner.
Okay, here's the thing. That guy shows up, civilizations disappear. We gotta go.
How do they disappear?
Various ways, none of them good.
You want us to flee?
Yeah, I know.
To run from and not fucking kill
No.
things.
Hey, girl, we're not fleeing, all right? We're going away.
Consider
That's what
it's
we're doing. We're moving from one place to another, but we gotta
Fucking
do it.
higher
elves.
ground.
Fucking elves.
Yes,
I
I am.
think we should warn somebody if he's that dangerous.
No, we're not talking to anybody.
Well,
And
then,
which
very
probably
well,
wouldn't
you
be the
run away, and I will go
worst
talk to
idea.
somebody.
You could probably alert the guard. Wait, we just did Shishida. We alerted the guard, right?
Technically.
Kind of.
I do not think Shishina is concerned about the puny six-armed horseman.
Thank you. Let's stop cleaning. Let's go kill shit.
It's not so much the
Yeah.
horseman himself, it's what the horseman represents.
Christina, our agreement depends on you helping me get Aliana out of town in a timely manner. So let's go.
I'm torn between sex and killing. Why does this keep happening?
Why not both?
Oh my god.
We should hang out. So you're saying if we kill this guy, there's going to be another bigger bad to kill after, right? Because I like the sound of that.
No, you can't kill that guy. There's another guy.
How many guys are there?
Money. A number of guys. We need to leave.
I'm gonna have to agree with her, as much as it pains me.
Yeah, you should agree in the first place, and then there
You
would be a
didn't tell me
hole in
you
your
were bringing
room.
the friggin' Marivore!
And if
You
you
said,
look away,
hey,
it would be a
by the
hole
way,
in
the
your
fucking
room.
Marivore is coming! You wouldn't, but no, you gotta be all secretive. I can't tell you what's happening.
I can't. No, and I'm gonna like grab her by the shoulders and like pull her close and give her a little shake and be like, I can't tell you.
Like, you're physically not able because it's
Can we just go, please? I don't want to talk about it.
Look, tears don't work. You should know this by now. Come on.
No, there's no tears. There was just a little, I don't know, broody moment.
Andromeda, I just want to know what you're doing while the rest of them are having this mad, frantic discussion.
I'm trying to surreptitiously clean the floor that I got messy because I'm a little scared of graves. Even though it's totally Shishina's fault.
That's amazing. Okay. Alright. Just checking. So you probably have a bit of time, crazy motherfucker, to get them out of the city, but you don't have too long before the Marivore would expect you to show up at your appointed meeting spot.
And now I owe Shishina stuff as well. Yeah, it's gonna have to be a quickie, babe. Sorry.
But it sort of sounds like everybody is still.
Let's call it an appetizer. Yeah. Like just a couple bites.
Scary motherfucker and I will be right back while you guys figure out what we're doing.
Oh, are we out of the city yet?
Not yet.
Oh.
I'm sure we have a few minutes.
Shishina wants to be fulfilled now.
Oh, no. Okay. We have to be at least past the inner gate.
Nice. That's a goddamn parlay. We don't have mechanics for it. If ever I've heard of manipulate with leverage, it is you can't have sex until we are at least past the inner gate. I love it. Alright. So, I mean, I want to push on this.
You gotta get me past the inner gate before you get me past the inner gate, is what I'm saying. I know.
It sounds to me like Graves, you may even be leaving to go and get the city guard right now, regardless of what anybody else says, or is that true?
Or, the church vassal lady.
Or the church. You might be going to get the church, totally. Are you going to go get the church?
Oh, yeah. Goats. Goats make goats.
So Graves is, like, leaving. And, presumably it's easy to tell where she's going, but she is leaving the opera house. The rest of you, are you...
I don't really want to hear this.
Oh, dear.
Shane World.
Shane World. I don't want to hear this, please. Alright, so to be clear then, right now Shashina and Crazy Motherfucker are going at it. This is what I'm understanding. Crazy Motherfucker and Shashina are doing it in one part of the opera house, but even though this place is run down, it still has acoustics. And it's terrifying.
Wait, I thought that wasn't happening until we were on our way, at least.
Okay. Alright, so you are not giving Shashina anything until you are
That
at
was
least
the deal. The deal was you do this for me, and then you get what you want.
Okay. So that means there is no sex happening right now. Graves is still leaving to go to the Church of Basilides, and not necessarily to actually leave the city. The rest of you are still sort of caught in the middle of not having left yet while Andromeda finishes up cleaning the last dregs of food on the floor. Yeah, so, if nobody stops Graves, you're out, right? You're out of the opera house, and the church isn't too far, right?
Oh, no.
Yeah, okay, so just to quickly focus on that, what are you hoping to do? You're hoping to get to the church and just warn them, or get information from them, or what's your plan?
Oh, I'm going to warn them, because this sounds like it's really bad and threatening, and it needs to be put down, clearly.
Cool. Alright, so, this particular church, the one closest to the opera house now, is run by church mother. What's her name?
Oh my god, Aliana, what was the name of your character in that microscope episode?
Oh god, she made it to the church mother? Did she have a name? I don't even know if I had a name.
Do you want to name her now?
Yeah, she was...
You totally had a name. It was like Gretel Walder or something. It was amazing.
Yeah, it was like Gretchen. We're calling her Gretchen now because I can't remember.
Okay, so Gretchen is the church mother for this church, and it's a relatively dilapidated church. The opera house is not in a great part of town. It's also seen a lot of shit happening around here lately. But you come into the church and they're doing their best, right? They're fixing the glass and they're fixing the doors and they're, trying to make it look not quite as run down. And Gretchen is in there directing their efforts when she hears the clink and clank of your armor as you come into the room. And she turns to you and she says, Graves, what are you... Well, why do we have the pleasure of your company on this fine day that is a gift to Basilides?
We need to talk.
Well, I'm always here to listen.
And Graves will just kind of grab her by the arm and kind of lead her away from the workers. Do you know of something called the Marivore? It is a giant horseman with 6 legs. Or arms.
I've heard some stories. A lot of them are apocryphal. It's often listed as an agent of darkness or shadows or someone against whom champions of Basilides fight. Why, do you ask?
Because he is here in the city. And people seem afraid of him.
Well, you should report that to the proper authorities then, I would think.
Are you not a champion of Basilides?
So I'm actually going to put that to you, Graves. She's a church mother. Does that mean she's expected that when shit goes down, she puts on the armor and she gets up and she fucking hits it in the face? Or does that mean that she's supposed to go to the people like you in the church and be like, yes, please go deal with the monster. Thank you, bye.
I'm totally a fan of battle clerics.
Okay, so she is supposed to, get up in arms. Okay.
Too much cake in her armor doesn't quite fit.
Yes. A little, like, she hasn't
Self-control.
worn the battle cleric garb in a long time. Well, I'm sure that the city guard would probably be more equipped to deal with this than...
I don't see how. How many city guards do you know who are equipped to deal with the apocalypse?
Okay, so while you're, like, over together, right, and close, she's like, Graves, I am barely getting this church back on its feet. I am barely keeping my cake habit in check, and now you're asking me to go and engage in battle against some, like, ancient foe of our god? What the hell, woman?
Well, it's not like you'll be there alone.
Alright, go ahead and parlay. I feel like the promise of I will be there with you, and also I'm going to guilt you into it.
She started it. I'm assuming that is with charisma, which is that is a 10 unless I'm still scarred. I have all sorts of negatives on my character sheet, and I no longer know why. So it's either a 9 or a 10.
We can say that for the moment you're not scarred.
Okay.
Let's just get rid of that. If we don't remember why, then it's not worth keeping.
I remember why, but I mean, I don't know when abilities go away.
Why are you scarred?
Because I healed Dr. Tom's character.
That was not too long ago.
I can still be scarred. I am happy with a 9.
Okay, so you got a 9, so she needs a concrete. She needs concrete assurance. So she's like, well, I mean, you're great, Graves. I mean, you were always great at school too, but you can't be it, right? Like, if you're expecting us to go into battle against something like this, we're going to need more help than just you. So, do you have anybody else you can bring in?
Other than the Chosen of Basilides?
She would help.
A piece of Basilides himself? Would that make you feel better?
That would make me feel a lot better.
Fine. I'll go get Andromeda and Basil.
Oh, the eye roll. You bring her Andromeda and Basil, and she'll totally suit up into her battle cleric gear along with whatever people she can scrounge from her church.
Yay!
Okay, so Graves comes back to the Opera House, and I'm imagining that it is still embroiled in a fair amount of argument between people who are like, sex! Leave! Sex! Leave!
At this point, Aliana might have actually started cleaning.
Yeah, is Andromeda still cleaning?
Actually, I just discovered, well, maybe I shouldn't. Sorry.
Graves is coming in now. Andromeda, are you still cleaning just to keep your head down?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. Yeah, so Graves, what do you say or do?
Andromeda, I would like to request your assistance with the coming apocalypse. Please.
Okay. What do you mean by that?
You have a piece of Basilides.
Well, sure, that you gave me, yes.
And having a piece of a god to help you to defeat one of his enemies, and she glances at Gretchen, would make certain people feel better.
I mean, I was hoping to avoid the apocalypse. What exactly am I committing to here?
To a battle, of course.
With that scary horse dude thing?
Yes, with the scary horse dude thing.
Right. I guess. I mean, it's better than listening to these two argue about whether or not they're going to have sex.
Oh my god.
Thank you, Andromeda. I knew we could count on you.
And I'll totally take out Basil and have him like float over towards Gretchen.
And she does one of those things where she makes an active obeisance. She's probably not super like, oh my god, it's God, oh my god. But she certainly has a little bit of like leaning in close to the little burning ball of flame and being like, forgive me, Basilides, for I ate 2 pieces of cake yesterday, 3 the day before that. I'm so sorry. I can't. As far as I can tell, all the church gave her is an unending hanker.
That sounds pretty accurate for the Church of Basilides as we know it.
So cruel. She lusted after the cake. She didn't actually eat the pieces. She lusted after the cake and the piece.
Did she lick the frosting?
Anyway. So Gretchen says, "Okay, I will go collect pictures of my church. Meet me there when you're ready."
We will.
And she leaves the opera house to go and get her people to put on their armor. Yeah, so crazy motherfucker, to be clear, like, they're talking about fighting the Marivore.
They can do whatever they want. As long as Aliana doesn't do it. I'm sorry, you guys. I don't know you yet. I don't care if you die. Well, Shashina, I care if she dies a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, well, if I'm not getting laid, I'm going to go kill something.
Okay, to be clear, the scenes got away from me a little bit. I thought that, like, I wouldn't just stand around arguing about it. It would be either do it or go and then do it. It was never, like, let's stand around talking about it.
While you were talking, at one point, Shashina just kind of looked at Aliana, once again said, fucking elves, and walked into the kitchen.
Oh my god.
Sorry, she doesn't have much patience.
So
I don't either! I literally, out of character, thought that we had left a long time ago, and then we just hadn't, and I was like, why haven't we left yet?
Well, I'll push that to Aliana, actually, because honestly, it sounds like a lot of this depends upon what Aliana chooses to do or not. If Aliana chooses to go, right, it sounds like crazy motherfucker goes, and that also means Shashina goes to get laid. Maybe.
But now Graves has left, and I don't...
Yeah, we can't just leave Graves, and I'm not going to just leave Andromeda, and apparently now they're going to go and fight. And so now I'm torn because half the party wants to go and half the party wants to stay and fight, and well, I suck at fighting, but I can't just leave them here, and so yeah, we're still standing in the opera house dithering.
Well, if you're not leaving, then I'm gonna go get laid because I'm about to die now. Thanks. Bye.
No one is going to die. Aliana will accompany us. I had a vision of you blowing up the demon's head.
Oh, really? This is news.
Well, I didn't know what it meant at the time. Visions are very confusing.
Are you totally bullshitting me?
No, I know. I'm like, is Grace lying?
I know. Grace is not lying.
Grace doesn't lie. I don't know if she's bullshitting or not. You know what? She's never said something like that and not meant it, so I'm going to assume Grace is telling me the truth.
She may have been high on evil magic drugs at the time, but she totally saw Aliana blow up a demon's head.
Toots. I believe you. Sure. Apparently the gods are on our side. So we're gonna go and battle the horsemen of the apocalypse. Oh, what the hell was I thinking? Yeah. All right, come on, let's go. She like goes and gets her guitar.
So it looks like the Scourge is leaving to go and fight a guy they don't know how to find, who very likely is capable of killing at least one of them. Crazy motherfucker, are you at this point like? Are you like fuck them, or are you gonna trail them from behind?
Yes, that's exactly. Well, not all of them, just Shoshina.
You're gonna trail Shoshina from behind.
That
Like I
doesn't
said,
seem right.
all of the crockery in the kitchen is now broken.
We may have left while Aliana was dipping.
There's one little sugar bowl left, and it's like trembling. Going, no!
And then it like totters. And
Dude, I'm about to
man.
literally get my arms pulled off. This is my last hour. So, yeah.
So he's gonna have 8 arms after this? Is that what's going on?
Oh god.
Well, that's creepy.
Well, if you guys were married to who I was married to, you would understand that that's better than coming back without that, right?
And you wanted me to marry into this?
Yeah, obviously. We have
Okay.
like lots of stuff. So.
I want to make sure of where everybody is and just make sure that we are all clear on the same page. So, Gretchen went back to her church to assemble her battle clerics. Graves, you were supposed to meet her there, so I'm assuming you did so. And Andromeda as well is with you, right? So Andromeda and Graves went to go meet the battle clerics at the Temple of Basilides. Aliana, it sounds like you're going to meet them there as well. Is that correct?
Yes, correct.
And Shoshina as well, because Shoshina is interested in killing people.
Mm-hmm.
And crazy motherfucker Chair Steve is gonna follow Shoshina in particular. So you are going there as well.
Right. Well, after we leave the opera house, I have to go. I have to like race across the city to be where I'm supposed to be to do the thing I'm supposed to do.
That's true. So are you going to do that, or are you gonna? Because you could lead them there theoretically. You have information that can make all the difference between whether or not they live or die in this fight.
I do, don't I? Oh shit. I don't know. I don't remember what it is. I mean, I don't. Shoe doesn't remember the information.
Well, it's at the very least, you know where they need to go, where the Miravore will be.
I don't want them to be around the Miravore.
That is totally
I'm
legit.
gonna tell them the completely wrongest place. Like I'll tell if they ask me, I'll be like, oh, yeah, he's gonna be at that one church, you know. And I'll tell them like the part that I know is not gonna blow up. I hope to listen to me.
That's great. Okay. So like you're assembled at the church, and you offer that information up, like pointing them to a place that you think should be fine. Okay, so probably just to call
and
it
I
out.
have to say goodbye to Aliana because I'm probably gonna die. So she should be super sad and all that. Anyway, that's all.
Do you actually say goodbye to her before you then leave? So like you've told them to go to a place you think should be safe, and then you're leaving to go to the real place.
Yeah. Basically, I'm just like, I said, I'm gonna say this only to Aliana, just so you know, you can't kill the Miravore. I mean, I could maybe slow him down a little, maybe, but yeah, just anyway. If your people are intent on going to look, they might find something near the old, you know, tower, blah, blah, the old granary or something. And you're probably not going to see me again, so goodbye. Forever.
Are you going back home?
In a matter of speaking. Anyway, I really gotta run, so take care. on yourself.
Okay. This is awkward.
So, and she gave you directions specifically to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and if you do live through the next couple days, you might wanna find a new home.
I got that feeling.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if you go back, my family would take care of you. In fact, I promise. And by the way, for this character to promise something is kind of a big deal. So, basically saying, if you do go back to the Elven lands, you'll be like set for life, guaranteed.
Okie dokie.
So to flag something quickly too, you can discern realities on a person. So Aliana, if you want to discern realities on crazy motherfucker chair Steve, you are welcome to.
Sure, why not? Woohoo! That is the score. Hey, I have wisdom too. So that is a 10. So you have 3 questions.
If you wanted, you could interfere, Steve, but all it would do is bring Aliana from getting to ask 3 questions to getting to ask 1 question. Is there
How would I interfere?
You would roll plus bonds, which in this case would be the 1 bond sort of we set up at the very beginning. So you'd roll +1, and
Would I lose it then?
No, you still have the bond.
Yeah, you keep the bond.
Okay. Yeah, I need to interfere.
Go for it.
Actually, I have a move that would apply in this situation, and I want to use it in a way it's not intended to. Yeah. Yeah, no.
What did you get?
A 5.
All right. So that would mean an experience point, and that's a miss. So go ahead and ask your questions, Aliana, and then we'll make a move. Go ahead.
What is about to happen?
And so this is you like really looking her up and down, like trying to figure out what she's saying and why she's saying it, right?
Yeah.
So like what does your body posture actually give away, Chair? Like
resignation.
So like you're confident you're about to die.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. But it's kind of like it's like I'm gonna do my one good thing and then I'm gonna die.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to so yeah, it's that kind of thing.
That's perfect. What other questions?
What here is not what it appears to be?
I mean, to me, that's almost certainly the direction she pointed you is wrong. Right? Like it appeared that she pointed you in the correct direction, and almost certainly it's not. But was there something else that is not what it appears to be, Steve Chair?
I don't know. I think like yeah, I don't know. Probably the character does not feel as casual as they're acting, but that kind of goes without saying. The whole like, I'm acting like this doesn't matter, but actually I'm having lots of feels.
And what should I be on the lookout for?
Oh, you should definitely be on the lookout for bugs, for masses of bugs. I don't know how you discerned that from me, but that's definitely something you should be on the lookout for.
I think...
Oh, no, I've got a special pendant that I use for, like, magic with insects. That's kind of, like, my thing. And I'm, like flipping it over in my fingers in a nervous fashion, which will make you think that I'm going to do some kind of magic here.
Okie dokie, then.
Yeah.
I think the other part... you probably are aware that something weird is going on as you start to watch Scary's body moving weirdly. You start to watch her arms sort of snap to her sides, and her body starts to spin away from you and starts tromping away from you. Scary, your body is acting of not your volition right now.
God damn it!
Somebody is driving you.
It tickles.
Yeah, it tickles.
Is this about what I expect? Like, was this a part of the? Is this like what I expected to happen at a certain point today?
Possibly.
Yeah. Okay.
I think you hear a voice in your head, and it's the Marivore speaking to you, and he says, I just wanted to make sure you arrived to the meeting on time.
Oh, God damn it. I didn't need the micromanaging.
Well, I'm happy to help.
Thanks, bro!
So he's, I mean, and you could totally, like, if you want to not do this, if you want to resist this, defy danger, absolutely. But if you're gonna, he's taking you to the meeting just straight.
I suspect I only have a fight if I try to resist it, and not if I try to go with it, right?
Correct. Yes.
No, basically, just to be a little shit, I am gonna resist the control, but only to go faster and to go my way. Because he's gonna walk me through the streets, and I always travel over the rooftops.
Sure. All right, go for it. So defy danger then with mental fortitude, wisdom plus whiz.
Oh God. No. Seven again.
Excellent. Okay, so that means that you still hesitate or flinch. I will offer you a worse outcome, hard bargain, or ugly choice. So here's the issue. Ignoring even anything the Scourge wanted to do, your resistance of him, you get it, right? Like, you keep control of your body, you go over the rooftops, you go the way you want, and, like, there's frustration you can feel through this link you have with him as he cannot secure the control that he wants. You're also leaving a trail, though, right? Like, your movements are not as precise and focused as you're used to. You're leaving things knocked over behind you. They can totally follow you.
God damn
not
it!
a problem. Right? Like, it will not be difficult for them to know where you're going.
Oh, this is so bad.
Yeah, so, I mean, Aliana, absolutely, with your eyes focused on her, right? You see her, like, sort of weirdly herky-jerkily stumble away and, like, climb up onto a rooftop and, like, knock a pipe out so that water is falling out of the drain and like, leaving this sort of trail that you are confident you can follow as she departs from you and the battle clerics and the rest of the Scourge. So, what are you doing?
Did you say Shishida or Aliana?
You
said Aliana.
Okay. Hey guys, didn't she say she had a meeting with the Marivore? Because it kind of looks like she's going to it.
Well, then we should follow her.
I think that would be far more prudent than, you know, trying to go to a silo near a granary or wherever she was trying to send me, which is probably in the exact opposite direction of wherever it is she's going, so...
It's almost like I was trying to save her life or something.
Yeah, I know, what's up with that? I can't be a hero if you're saving my life. So, yeah, should we, like, gather up those churchy folks, or are we just gonna try this by ourselves stupidly?
The churchy folks are ready. They've sort of strapped on what crappy armor they have. This poor, rusty, clankety, like, missing important plates. Basilides' armor, a few of them have actual holes in them, right, where previous wearers of the armor did not survive. But they're ready.
These are our troops? Really?
Yes.
Slaves? What
They
happened to,
serve Basilides.
Yeah, but, like, what happened to, like, the multitudes with the shiny armor and the that fit and didn't have holes?
They're at the bigger church. I thought this was an emergency.
Couldn't you send one or two of them to the bigger church? Just saying.
I suppose. I don't know what difference it's going to make if you're going to blow up its head anyway.
Maybe I need the concentrated power of belief of as many believers of Basilides as humanly possible? Or in this case, elvenly possible?
Uh-huh.
Hey, I figure if you were gonna bullshit, I could bullshit.
Bullshitting. Yeah, Graves will pick out like the smallest, like youngest, obviously cannon fodder one, and send them running back to the cathedral.
Poor
As
little
many
Owlbear.
as you can find, sweetheart.
Okay, alright, I'll do it. I'll bring back the faithful of Basilides, and together our light will burn away the darkness.
Get him away from me quickly.
That is exactly what will happen.
I love my god. And he starts singing a hymn as he starts running away.
We're going
Are
to
they
look
all
home.
like that? Wow.
I don't understand. Are you ready?
I know, sweetheart. Yeah, let's go. Before she gets too far out of you, because she's up there on the rooftops.
It's fine. We have Andromeda and Shoshina.
Good point. Can you follow her, Andromeda? Or Basil? Basil can follow her. Basil can totally follow her, right?
Sure.
All right, and you can follow Basil.
Yeah.
Awesome. Let's go. We're gonna die. Let's go. This is so not gonna work.
Alright, so, yeah, the Scourge is now following Basil, who is in turn following the trail left by Crazy. So I'm going to ask you, actually, where were you supposed to meet the Marivore? Where were you supposed to meet the rest of this band of elite mercenaries, Crazy?
So there was this place where you go through a wall, and then the path seems to stretch in like endlessly in either direction. But then there was this certain like little patch of moss where you can pass through the wall, and we were supposed to pass through like the wall, the illusion of the patch of moss, and then it's just like some little cellar of a pub that burned down like 700 years ago, but it was like preserved.
Yeah,
right?
That's perfect. I love it.
This little like dimensional pocket. So that's where we meet to discuss the plans for this.
That is totally a thing for this fuckhole of a city.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. So, the trail leads to what looks like a wall, and it looks like a solid wall, right? Like as far as when you arrive, there's no sign of where you're supposed to pass through. You, Chair Steve, you went through the hole and like were pulled through, kind of under your own power, with Marivore prickling at your head, but not a clear hole, not a clear hold on you. And I mean, they're there waiting for you, right? This band of agents and mercenaries. You've got a map sort of laid out on a table with like knives stuck into the map. It's a map of the city, knives of different important places throughout the city. You've got like different of these people readying their equipment. Marivore himself is actually he's got like a book in one hand and he's playing with alchemical powders with the other. Like there are probably about 8 or so. Some of them more well-equipped than others. Like some of them are clearly the ones who are the bosses and are in charge. One in particular who is the actual boss, right? She is standing in front of the map. She's the one who's tracing lines with her knife into the map, and like stabbing it at important places and sort of mumbling to herself, describing the instructions. When you come in, they barely even look up to you, right? They don't even acknowledge you because this is that professional thing, right? You're here. Right. You're supposed to be here.
Yeah, of course I'm here.
Of course you're here, right?
Of course I'm here.
Yeah, so the Scourge, you're outside that wall, and there's no clear sign of where to go now. Like, it seems like her trail disappeared into the wall.
I feel like you failed to remember that I make portals.
Are you making a portal?
Heck yeah.
Go for it. Where are you making a portal to? To be clear, like, the entire issue is it doesn't look like there is a place. I totally can buy that, like, you might be able to feel it, but I wanna know how you're finding it first.
Well, I mean, we had Basil follow Chair Steve.
Yes.
So I feel like Basil would probably get me close to the
Close
place
to
where
that.
she entered into
Yes.
the thing.
Totally.
And so I think what I'm doing is like as I'm pulling back the the folds in space or whatever, like I'm just trying to envision what might be on the other side, which is not a thing I do normally, right? Like I just make it come out another place, but now I'm just guessing. Because
Oh,
what can go wrong?
Because
I'm
what
guessing.
could go wrong?
Right?
This is so you're making the fold space move, right?
Yes.
All right, go for it. Roll plus whiz.
This is the one where we can walk through it. Yes. Roll plus whiz. Hang on. This is my first roll tonight, guys.
Woohoo!
7, 8, 9.
Nice.
So it's unstable. Either only one person can pass through safely, or the fold is unsafe to use for some reason. The GM will tell me why.
Yeah, so I think it's unsafe to use for one and only one reason. This is sort of a weird portal. You don't normally make portals like this.
Mm-hmm.
That part of it where you said you are envisioning what's on the other side and you don't normally do that, you don't know what's on the other side, you're sort of picturing it.
Mm-hmm.
It has the side effect of, and you can feel it from this side, the portal opens up and it's sort of there in both places. And you could walk through, but there's no coming back.
Oh,
Is
no
that
big
okay?
deal.
Just
Yeah,
one
sure, what the hell. Yay!
Okay. Yeah, so, but the portal opens up, right? Like this, it's like a hole appears in the wall, or what does it actually look like?
Yeah, it's like a hold. The way that I've described it before is I sort of just start like peeling space back and like folding it and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you create this hole, and so there is this split second though after you finish making it, right? And it comes to life. I'm imagining that it is not alive the whole time, or else you'd be like looking through the whole time, and they'd be staring as this blue-haired lady is slowly opening their wall.
Yeah.
So, like, all at once it springs to life, and you, the Scourge, and the battle clerics on one side are looking through, and on the other side is this, like, basement, the cellar, with 8 weird, tough-looking mercenary types. The Marivore down there. There is, like, a guy who looks like he's made out of gears and metal, all clanked together. There is the lady who's drawing at a table, like she's sticking knives into a map on the table. She's this cyclopean dwarf. There are a whole bunch of strange people standing around in this basement. And, like, so there's that second where everything freezes and everybody locks eyes across the portal. Yeah, so Steve,
Oh, shit.
Hi!
It was the one thing he didn't want to happen.
Oh, poor Steve.
Oh, this is a bad day.
So the cyclopean dwarf pulls one of her knives out of the table, and she says, "None of you have to die. Every single one of you can leave. Just turn around and go right now."
Fuck you!
But
I'll-
you're ruining a perfectly good map. I mean, do you know how long somebody had to work on that thing? You're just sticking knives in it? I mean,
Oh,
totally.
God.
Party now.
damn it.
I don't know what you're saying. It's making me angrier, and now I want to kill everything.
So are you striding through the portal, Shashina? Like, I have to ask.
Yeah?
I have a move I have to use.
All right.
I have another map. You don't have to find.
Should have used this earlier, but I didn't know it existed. I want to... Sorry.
Go ahead.
I want to parley using threats of impending violence as leverage. Because then I
Parley
can
with
roll
whom?
strength instead of charisma.
With whom are you parlaying?
All of them?
So the issue is
The
that
Scourge?
in Dungeon World, the parlay move is aimed from PCs at NPCs. If you want to try and get the Scourge to go away, you have to kind of argue with them. If you want to get the battle clerics to run, 100%. Threaten the crap out of the battle clerics, you can get those guys to scatter. If you want to get the mercenaries to peel out, I also think that could work, right? You could threaten them, and the Sleeker will just say, this isn't worth it, we're fucking out. And they will leave. So you tell me, who are you trying to make threats at to get them to do something?
That's a really good question. I was hoping to get the Scourge sleeve, but I wouldn't use threats of impending violence to get Sleeker to go to a different location. I'd just be like, hey, let's go to a different location.
Right. Your call. I think
I want to save the battle clerics.
You're going to scare them.
Yeah. I'm going to be like, leave or you will die. And I know those are very simple words, but it's one of those situations where, it comes across the same way.
And I imagine, you also are, at this point, are brandishing your weapon. So what is your weapon?
Oh, I'm not. I'm not brandishing.
Oh, you're not? Okay.
I'm just a bad motherfucker.
Okay, you're just a badass motherfucker, and you're just like...
I got those crazy eyes, man.
That eye.
I got those crazy eyes. Yeah.
Excellent. All right, go ahead and roll plus strength to get them get the fuck out of here.
I'm sorry, I'm working against the interests of the party. 7, 8, 9, I think. 9, 10, I think.
10. Okay. So somebody could interfere if you wanted. You could choose to interfere with.
I just wanted to use that for once.
No, it's great. It works perfectly. If somebody wants to interfere, you would bring it down to an 8. So Steve would just have to provide concrete assurance of the threat. But that aside, if nobody interferes, the battle cleric.
It's fucking there.
Is anybody going to interfere? And to be clear, Steve is targeting the battle cleric specifically, not anybody else in the Scourge, and is just trying to get them to run. So, is anybody interfering?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. I have faith in Graves' clerics.
They don't.
It's more hilarious if they run away.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's a 10. So the battle clerics are like, you got this? You're good. You look great. We're gonna wait for the guys in the silver armor who are badasses to show up, and we'll just be over here, not here. Gretchen gives you one of those looks, Graves, and she's like, this is what you called us out for? To die at the hands of a 6-armed horseman and a cyclopean dwarf? Yeah, they pull back. They get the hell out of there. Which means that at the same time that Shoshina is presumably striding forward over the portal, they are the fuck out of here. Shoshina, what are you doing?
I'm actually triggering my move War Cry.
Awesome.
Oh dear.
So when I enter a battle with a show of force, a shout, rallying cry, or a battle dance, I roll plus charisma and stuff happens.
Nice.
So what is this? Is this a cry? Is this a battle dance?
Well, I really did shout, fuck you.
Okay, so it's a battle dance. Go for it.
I got an 8, so let's see what happens. On a 7 and 9, either my allies are rallied and take +1 forward, or my enemies feel fear and act accordingly. I want them to feel fear.
Okay, and it's your choice. Okay.
Yes.
Well, what if the way they react to fear is stabbing you a lot?
The options are like avoiding me, hiding, attacking with fear-driven abandon.
Awesome.
These are the things Shoshina likes.
This move is an advanced playbook move, right?
Yeah.
What's the name of the move?
War Cry.
Just to make sure I can see it. Oh,
I know.
It's a 6 to 10 move. Sorry.
Level 7, man.
Oh shit.
I know I should give you guys a +1 forward, but I want to scare them.
It's awesome.
That is totally fair.
Works for us.
Yeah. Okay. That works. Avoiding.
Does that work on me too, since I'm part of the group that was targeted?
I think there's a question here. I think if you wanted to come at Shashina, if you're going to attack Shashina, it would work on you, and you would probably have to defy danger with like wisdom to overcome this terrifying display of this mad woman.
Oh, hell no. I'd attack Shashina.
Right. Like, attack her, we're all good.
The whole reason I like her is because she looks like she could kick my ass.
Yeah, and this is like, I'm imagining you've got the sword out, right, Shashina, with the mist around it and the two blades.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so, like, there's this moment where you say, fuck you, and you're striding into the room. Several of the other mercenaries, they pull out their weapons, but they're totally backing the hell away. Yeah, I don't know, actually, since the way in was this weird, like, hidden aperture, right? I don't know that there's a clear way out. So they're backing away into, like, a corner.
Yes. Good.
Sleeker, like, rolls up the map and pulls her knives and puts them back into her holsters. And she similarly, like, she's going to just back away from you slowly. She's keeping her eye on you, right? She's totally going for the whole avoiding you thing. One of them, however, one of these mercenaries is totally going to charge at you. She's going to, because, like, this terrifying display that you're putting on, her reaction is, fuck you, lady! And, yeah, she comes at you, this, like, incredibly athletic-looking, lean, well-muscled lady who has this silver chain wrapped around her body. And she is, like, hurling it at you as it's coming off of her body, and, like, she's using it as a whip to strike at you. Yeah, so what are you doing, Shashina?
Slightly torn because, oh my god, my kind of woman. But first, I'm going to bash her face in.
But first, she must die. Okay, go for it.
So a little hack and slash.
Little hack and slash.
With 8, 9, 10, 11!
You sure you don't want to make that a 5?
I'm sure, because that lets me smack. No, that's a 12 plus. Fuck. So close. So close. I could have taken her leg.
I can help.
She could lose a body part.
How do you help, Aliana?
Because I have arcane art, and I can do that. I start playing, and let's see. Where the fuck are the dice? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I help.
You're my hero.
I help. Aren't you, though? That gets you a bonus to damage.
So I'm actually going to leave this up to you, Aliana. If you want to treat this as an arcane art, I'm cool with that, and then it'll be like the bonus to damage. But if you'd rather treat this as like, this is classic Aliana's music bolstering Shashina, just in the sense of inspiring her bloodlust, it'll raise her roll to a 12, which is good because she gets additional options if her roll is a 12. Your call, which you would prefer.
Give her an extra 2d4, or let her have her options.
Yes, totally your call.
She's wiggling like a cat, so I'm gonna let her have her options. She's wiggling like a cat about to pounce on.
Okay, so that boosts you to a 12. What happens on a 12, Shashina?
Smash. I deal my damage and choose something physical my target has, such as a weapon, their position, or a limb, and they lose it.
You. So terrible. So what do you choose?
Her arm.
Of course you kiss her.
I mean, I thought about her face, but
Oh man. Okay. Go ahead and roll your damage, please. And your crazy sword ignores armor, is what we said before, right?
yeah. Let's see here. What is my... So that is 5 points of damage. Ignores armor. It's messy.
Yeah, it is. So there's this crazy moment, right, where you lunge forward, and like she's swiping her chains at you, and you're moving lively enough that like they're not quite catching you, she's not quite getting it in, and then you swing at her, and she swings at you, and she's got this look on her face of like, I know something you don't know. And you can feel the crackle as you get in closer to her. That like there are tattoos all over her body, and they're magical. They should be protecting her. They should be keeping her safe. And so she's like, I'm just gonna take your hit because you're not gonna fucking do anything to me because I'm like goddamn immune. And then your sword cleaves through her shoulder, and her arm flops off, and blood starts to spew out. And this look of like, the fuck comes across her face. And she like stumbles and falls, right? This totally throws her off. This is not at all what she was expecting. Her momentum is totally gone. She was counting on being able to just absorb the blow and keep going. And now her arm is lying on the ground, and she's bleeding out of the stump. She's looking at you with this look of sheer rage and anger and hatred and pain.
And the arm is like...
Yes, her arm is stuck in a rigor mortis. But she's trying to like scrabble away from you. The rest of them watch that whole display, right? And the one-eyed cyclopean dwarf, she just says, "Do you have a business card?"
And Scary's like, right?
Did they just join their apocalyptical gang?
I will smile at the dwarf and then reach down and dab my hand in the blood and then paint it across my face. Like a good barbarian does.
The dwarf grins at you.
I did it wrong! You found your kind of people. Oh.
The lady on the ground is like desperately trying to hold her blood into her body and is like, fucking kill you! Fucking find you later and fucking kill you, you fucker!
I'm gonna look at her armless girl and be like, I don't think you're Sleeper's favorite anymore.
She stares such hatred at you. Crazies. But there's nothing she's doing right now. I mean, so the rest of the mercenaries have pulled up. They're totally avoiding the fuck out of Shashina, especially after that display. Shashina's the only one who's passed through the portal, so the rest of you are still back on the other side. The Maravor has closed into the rest of them, and he's starting to work some kind of magic. Andromeda, the magic he's working is very familiar. Like, you recognize the styles, you recognize the nature. He's totally pulling up a portal.
I want to do a move on this. Which move am I doing on this? One of these guys, not that one. I want to discern some realities. That is a 13. What is about to happen?
What is happening?
What is happening?
Yeah, what is about to happen? So he's using a distortion of your own people's magic, which raises the question of how he learned it in the first place. But that aside, he's not going to do anything bad, particularly. Like, it's not a threat. It's not like an attack. He's just trying to get them the hell out of there. There's no other way out. He's opening up another portal so they can all get out.
Hmm. Hmm. What here is useful or valuable to me?
Good question. Yeah. So to you specifically, the equipment, the powders, the things he's carrying on him. Now looking at him more closely, right now that you're looking, because like he's using your people's magic, that totally got your attention. Now you're actually paying more closer attention to him. He has pieces of your people's technology, magic. He has like a book that the cover of it is written in your people's language. And it's a book. It's a physical book. Your people probably don't have physical books, which means this thing must be fucking old. Um, so what is useful or valuable to you? He actually may have any of the tools that you would ever need to both boost your own magic and ensure you can get home. Zephyros keeps saying like we can head home, but it's never been clear that he actually can get you there.
Mm-hmm.
This having whatever he has is guaranteed you would have a route home. Beyond even just like having all the materials you would ever need to do any kind of crazy portal shit you'd ever want to do.
Right. All the crazy portal shit. Who's really in control here?
I mean,
Shoshina is an answer. I'm just saying.
I think I will give you both answers. I'll say that, yeah, literally in this scene right now, Shoshina is totally in control. They are fleeing from her. She just took that girl's arm. But I also think, like, this really does flag for you. The stuff they had laid out around the room, the plan, the map they had. Like, these are not the bad guys, per se. Like, they're bad people. But they're mercenaries. Somebody else gave them this job. Somebody else wants them to do something. Somebody else is actually behind whatever the hell they're doing. They're the weapon. And they're a damn good weapon, but they're not actually the mind behind it. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Interesting. No. Wait.
So just to flag it for viewers, Sarah's question is, may I beat the bleeding chick with her own arm? Yes, you may beat the bleeding chick with her own arm, unless one of your compatriots has the civility to stop you from murdering a woman with her own arm. Oh my god.
no.
I don't understand why that makes it worse somehow.
Considering the other things we've seen her do with people's body parts, eating them to death is not as bad.
Are you going to keep bringing that up? Am I never living down the hand?
No, you're never looking down the hand. I mean, comparatively, beating somebody to death is a little more civil.
Okay.
I was gonna say I would like to actively sabotage this dude getting away with my people's artifact things.
Sure. So what are you doing to do that?
What am I? What can I do mechanically? I don't even remember anymore sometimes.
Warp gravity.
Can you gravity float him up so that he can't...
Oh, I'm totally doing vacuum effect.
You can do a vacuum effect?
Yeah. When you fold space. One of those advances at some point in time. When you fold space, you may create a vacuum effect. If you do, anyone close to one of the portal entrances is immediately sucked through the portal and ejected out the other side, no matter what the result of your roll. I want to create the portal next to these people who are trying to escape and eject them into the city, right by us, so that Shoshina can beat the rest of them up and I can take the things.
Okay.
But I still have to roll for that because it's still people-sized hole.
sucking full people through.
Right.
And just to be clear, like I think that this very likely, it says anybody close to it, right? So this very likely could get the whole group. They're clumped together, but they're going to scatter most likely, and some of them might possibly be able to hold out. So what I want to know most directly is, who are you putting the portal closest to? Who is the person you are damn sure making gets pulled through the portal? The sneaker,
freaking Marivore with my
Marivore?
stuff. Yeah.
All right, great. Go for it. Roll for full space.
That is an 11.
All right. So that means it works, right? On a 10 plus, the spaces become connected, and that totally means they all get sucked through. So there's this.
It lasts as long as I need.
It does. There's this like crazy moment where the portal opens up right near them, and Marivore is the one closest, and he gets pulled through despite his 6 arms scrabbling at the edges of the portal, trying to stop him from getting pulled through. He gets yanked through and dumped unceremoniously onto the city street right near to you, right, Andromeda?
Yep.
Okay. And the rest of them are getting pulled through. Some of them are putting up a fight, trying not to get pulled through, but the ones closest to it are absolutely yanked all the way through. Like the metal guy is yanked all the way through. The one-eyed dwarf jammed one of her daggers into the ground and is trying not to, but you're holding it open and she's getting pulled through. If they come through, that doesn't mean that they are like suddenly incapacitated. They'll totally still try to run the fuck away.
Absolutely.
So also because we're at 11 and I'm faintly looking to wrap things up. Who do you, or what are you doing if you want to make anybody stay versus running away? Like, are you sitting on any of them? Are you stopping them from running? Like, Graves is also there. Shoshina is on the wrong side of the portal but could go running to the vacuum, as could Crazy. Aliana could sit on one as well. I'm not sure how much that would stop them, but in theory you could. So, I mean, what are you doing? If anything, like, you might not care at this stage. If they're getting scattered, if they're scared, you might not care if many of them get away. So that's basically what I want to know at this point. Who are you trying to capture most?
I'm going after the Marivore. I will sit on him while also using my gravity powers. So that he can't go anywhere fast. Like I do. I don't really care about the others. I don't know if I'm supposed to or if I'm not. I'm a little single-minded at this point. So I'm just going to trust that the other ladies can stop the other people if they want to.
If they want to. They may not care.
Right.
Okay, so you are just, and for the sake of especially, yeah, for the sake of just going with it right now, right? Like, you gravity pulse him to the ground, he's stuck there, and you're perched on top of him, holding him there. He is really powerful. In the long run, holding him may be difficult, but especially for right now and for, like, picking up, you probably have him down. Graves, are you worried about catching any of them?
I'm still waiting for Aliana to blow off his head.
Aliana, are you blowing off his head?
Sure, just for Graves, I will attempt to turn his head into pink mist.
Yay!
Best of luck.
Bad. Yeah, so that does not turn his head into a pink mist.
What are you at right now?
That would be a 4.
Okay, so you get an experience point. Yeah, here's the problem, right? I'm not gonna take away, like, it would be stupid for him to get away. That would be stupid. But the blaring note that you shoot at him, he does something magically, right? He grabs the magic. He opens his horse mouth, and the sound pours into his mouth, and then it just shoots back out in this massive spout of noise, and the rest of you have to like clamp your hands to your ears, like blood starts trickling from your ear holes. It's enough that you are not paying attention, and the rest of them scatter. Okay?
Okay.
So, I mean, you've pinned Marivor, but the rest of these mercenaries and thieves are scattered. And of course, I mean, Scary is still there, knowing full well Marivor still has a plug into Scary's heart somehow, and also now Sleeker is aware, at least in part, that Scary might not actually be working with the job.
What?
Yeah.
No, I'm totally... What?
I've
never double-crossed anybody.
I totally didn't lead a crazy lady who chopped off her lieutenant's arm. No, that didn't happen. And I guess that's the final detail I want to know. In all sincerity, right, Shashina, you could theoretically, like, stop the bleeding. She's not right next to the portal. She'll get pulled there slowly but surely. But you have plenty of time to kill her if you want, to just finish it, to keep her alive so you can taunt her more or question her, even though that doesn't seem like Shashina's style. Take her silver chain. So tell me, what are you doing to her?
I am dragging her by 1 foot to the portal to take her with me so I can finish beating her on the other side.
But you're not doing anything to staunch the blood, but you're also not killing her, or are you killing her once you get on the other side?
I'm going to kill her once I get on the other side. And then I'm going to take that shiny silver chain.
Yep. Like you do. Okay. So
I'm like, oh, I wanted that chain.
That's perfect. The session ends with Shashina having a new shiny silver chain that is also magical and appears to obey your will.
Nice.
And there's a dead armless corpse and a weird giant horse monster that Andromeda is sitting on as the rest of these thieves scatter into the city. All right, another successful chain world. Yeah, good day. Let's do our end of session bits. When you reach the end of the session, what was that?
Time for a cake.
Yes, cake for everybody. I feel like in the city, the
with
cake is
frosting.
All right, choose one of your bonds that you feel is resolved, completely explored, no longer relevant or otherwise. Ask the player if the character you have the bond with. If they agree, if they do, mark experience and write a new bond with whomever you wish. Graves, do you have a bond you want to resolve? You're muted right now, Andrea.
Ha! There we go. Look at that. Look at that. So, I think I'd like to resolve. I've had a bond with Andromeda for, I don't know, forever, and it's Andromeda inexplicably carries a piece of Basilides, and I can't even look at her. But I think she really came through this time, and I think I can go to her if I have problems and need the help.
Battle clerics didn't, but I agree.
Yay!
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, Andromeda, do you agree?
Yeah, that's cool.
All right, awesome. So you get an experience point, Graves, and you get a new bond. Andromeda, do you have a bond you want to resolve?
Mine is also with Graves. I will help Graves back to her God's good graces. She doesn't really seem all that interested in getting back into her God's good graces.
What give you that impression? I don't understand.
I think I'm not going to try and do that anymore.
I like it. All right. Is that cool with you, Graves? If that's
That is totally cool.
All right, so you get an experience point, Andromeda. Aliana, do you have a bond you want to resolve? And remember, you count as having a bond with Chair Steve, crazy motherfucker, if you choose to resolve that one as well.
Nah, I'm good. I don't really have any that are resolved. I really got to rewrite some of mine.
Shashina, do you have a bond you want to resolve?
I'm good.
Okay, and Crazy, your primary bond was about your relationship with Aliana and how you had the feels for her. Do you think that was resolved, or do you think that it's ongoing?
It was complicated, but it's certainly not.
Not resolved.
No.
The feels continue.
Okay,
Excellent.
continue.
All right, I love it. And once bonds have been updated, look at your alignment. If you fulfilled that alignment at least once this session, mark XP. So I will go to you first, Steve. What was your alignment?
I said neutral, so
Which is for a fighter. I'm trying to go find what that is.
I'm not sure.
Looking it up. Cleric. That's not a fighter. The druid is also not a fighter. The fighter is a fighter. There you go. Defeat a worthy opponent. Did you defeat a worthy opponent?
Yes.
Excellent.
Wait, I have to explain that now. But...
Yeah, I mean, if you say you did and you think it happened, then absolutely. Which do the elements? Yeah.
I defeated my own doubt and confusion. No, I'm just kidding.
To be fair, you actually did resist Marivor, and you sort of shunted
That's
him out
true.
of your head, even though he made you herky jerky. So
Yeah,
I count that.
that's true. Okay.
Cool.
Cool.
Shashina,
Yeah.
what about your alignment? What is your alignment? Shashina,
It is now good.
Yeah.
I had to think about it. Sorry.
Feels. Her alignment is feels.
This feels good feels, and I did not fulfill it because I did not make a sacrifice for anyone else.
Aw.
I indulged myself instead.
Yeah, what about your other get an experience point? Did that one trigger?
Well, let's see. I crushed my enemies. They were kind of driven before me. I dragged them, and I believe I heard the lamentations of their kinfolk in the other mercenaries there.
Yeah, they were terrified.
I'll buy it.
I buy it. You get an experience point.
Woo!
Aliana.
I performed my art to aid someone else.
Excellent. You get an experience point. Andromeda.
Set up and trigger a crazy chain of events. I don't actually think I did that. I think I was one of the most sane ones here tonight.
You opened a
which is saying
pool,
something.
and then you opened a vacuum that let Shashina drag somebody out after having beaten her with her own arm. If that's not a crazy chain of events, I don't know what is.
I mean, I sucked him through a portal. Like,
You opened the portal and let Shashina in.
okay, you got me there.
I'm not sure I count by myself as a crazy event.
I sort of.
Oh, yes,
I
you do.
think you do.
I think that chick and her arm beg to differ, my friend.
You know how people say Hurricane so-and-so? They say Event
Hurricane
Shashina. Yeah.
So are you
Okay.
saying yes to that, Andromeda?
Yes, I'm saying yes.
Excellent. You get an XP. And Graves, what about you?
Graves is good. Defend those weaker than you, and I didn't really do that this episode.
Okay.
You sent little cannon fodder boy off. That's sort of defending him.
But that wasn't to defend him. That was to appease Aliana.
All right. So then the final part is the 3 questions. Where'd it go? Nope. There we go. Did we learn something new and important about the world?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
There is a literal.
That there's a harbinger of the apocalypse walking around it.
Like you do.
A
All
literal
right.
horseman of the apocalypse, as it were.
Everybody,
I was wondering when someone was going to say that.
everybody gets an experience point. Did we overcome a notable monster or enemy?
Yeah.
We have somebody's arm that
Yeah.
gets beat with their own arm.
Well, and I'm just sitting on Apocalypse Horse.
And
That's
we're
true.
sitting on Apocalypse Horse. Oh my god, you're right, the Apocalypse Horse. Okay,
All right. So you get an experience point. And did we loot a memorable treasure?
Chain.
Yep.
Arm.
chain.
What, you have to pick one. Is the chain memorable or is the arm memorable?
Oh, God, that's a hard call. The chain will
okay.
last longer.
You don't know that because the arm has magical tattoos.
Let's not go into this.
Yes! Let's do that!
No, it's not true.
Oh my
I'm
god.
spinning her arm.
The reliquary of Shashina.
You had to say it. You
I did have to say it. I'm here to help. I was a paladin once. I'm here to help.
Her magical iron-skinned bedside dildo. Oh my god.
Now curing on the kitchen wall.
Oh, man, I'm not good
Well,
at
it's not like it was clean in there anyway.
and I'm never eating anything out of this kitchen.
So I think that's an experience point for everybody.
Ew.
You're welcome.
Ew.
And that is it.
you.
That was the session. Thank you, everybody, for playing. That was awesome and horrible, especially at the end. Was that now I have nightmares? Okay. Her arm. Thank you so much for playing, Shoe. It was awesome to have you, and yes,
It was
I enjoyed
awesome to be here. Thanks for having me.
And next time we play, in 2 weeks, Shoe will actually be running the game, and we'll get to make us suffer in whatever possible way she chooses. Yeah, I'm scared. Thank you, as always, Andrea, Jen, Misha, and Sarah. You're all wonderful to play with, and thank you so much for being here. And thank you, anybody who watched this at the time or will watch this in the future. If you like this, this is, again, episode 19. There are many other shenanigans to watch in the prior 18 episodes, and Indie Plus does other kinds of videos. We do exhibition games, we do panels, we do other cool stuff. So check us out, subscribe by clicking the button in that corner, should be. And thank you very much for watching. Have a good night, everybody.